You are listening to the Zenith transmissions, channeled dialogues exploring consciousness, mutation, and the unfolding human story. Transmission 1 begins.
Transmission 6, February 10th, 2024. Relaxing now, settling into your chair, sitting upright with the spine straight. Just focusing on your breathing in and out the nose. Allow the belly to rise and fall. Feeling more and more relaxed with each breath. As your body becomes heavy, take several deep breaths and completely relax. Completely relax. Allow your body to melt into the chair. Mind awake, body asleep. Focusing on the point between the eyebrows. Feeling the flow of energy in the spine. Moving upward as you inhale and downward as you exhale. Releasing any tension in the neck or shoulders. And lifting your consciousness as high as it will go. Connecting to that source of infinite wisdom and knowing. That timeless wisdom only you can access. Clearing your mind of any thoughts of the day, becoming a pure channel of this transmission. Relax and allow your mind to speak freely as you connect to the Zenith. Let's begin. How do we distinguish these new humans from other humans?
The argument that psychologists have long explored is nature versus nurture, and this dynamic will be front and center as a discussion concerning the new human. Some of the traits that distinguish the new wave from our current mass wave will be inherent and online when they enter this world, but other aspects of their development will be because of the awakened parents that will be raising the new future human. This is the nature versus nurture element involved in the co-creation of the earth beings to come. It will not be easy to distinguish at first, as we are showing the channel her uncle discovered deaf at age 2. Many parents will not discover any perceived differences for quite some time, but the way that they are brought into this world may look very different in circumstance than those who continue the bloodline of the current wave of human.
How do parents become awakened?
Awakened is a word that we are choosing to use because of its prevalence in certain groups that are most likely to listen to this channeled information. But parents will also awaken without any understanding of this concept naturally in the coming years when they make a conscious choice to do differently than the patterns they were taught, which will bring them many new discoveries.
What can you tell us about the new paradigm?
The new paradigm is in relation to the external situation which you will find yourselves living in the coming years. We will see a radical change in our foundation. It will be like a shaking up, and reliance on previously sound systems will find themselves moving to more transient or more virtual spaces and sectors. We are seeing the birth pains of this already, with the shift in structure that schools and work took during the pandemic. This was your precursor, almost a testing ground for the structure shifts in the near future.
Do you foresee another pandemic?
There will always be waves of new mutations of illnesses that we have seen in the past, such as bird flu, swine flu, COVID. But what is absolutely certain is that our response to any that come in the future will be more in line with what we saw during COVID, since now we have a world and government that has that reaction to widespread disease as their example. And to ward off the fear that comes with any other outbreak, but also to capitalize on the control exerted during any future happenings, we are likely to see more and more these ways of reacting to disease as normal occurrences.
What are some of the best practices for increasing health and longevity?
There will be and already is a movement towards better mental health and emotional care. You will find that this will begin to make a big difference in lifespan and quality of life. But beyond this, movements in food and nutrition, as well as life practices, will allow sectors of the population to enjoy longer lifespans and better lives. Retirement communities will be seen still, but will take new form. We may see a great divide between the longevity of the rich versus lower income classes. In this way, increased lifespans will be a privilege of the wealthy first.
What is the maximum lifespan of the modern human?
I'm hearing 150, but I don't believe that that will be a common average, just a possibility that we will begin to see individuals claiming such an age in societies with increasing lifespans.
What are some of the methods that will increase longevity?
More customized healthcare and mental care is going to be very important. Collective, arbitrary rules and health guidelines are going to come into question as government control, as well as healthcare, is going to fall in many societies and make privatized, more individualized care a preferable option to standardized healthcare plans. These are going to be less affordable and harder to access care as most healthcare moves to the trending theme of telehealth. What we predict and see as the coming trend is a very wide gap between those that can afford privatized, customized healthcare, living long lives and increased life quality, and those who are lower income experiencing a very stark difference in shortening lifespans and death surrounding what feels like preventable disease but lack of access to care.
How would you describe the ideal mental health care?
Ideal mental health care, and healthcare in general, is a system where multiple practitioners are working together to support an individual's care. Mental health, alternative health, nutritional health, and so on are all creating team care, with aspects of the individual being supported and integrated in an overall care network. Mental health has mostly been viewed as separate from physical health, but will be seen as a cohesive part of an ultimately healthy, thriving care plan.
Is there a particular thought system that would benefit mental health?
Understanding and integrating patterns of behavior so that the patterns observed can give physical health care physicians a picture of what is happening internally to create the thought landscapes that are ecosystems for disease.
What are some daily activities that would increase our longevity?
Practices are highly varied according to individual needs, which is why customized care plans are going to become more important. Access to self-requested testing and health statistics, as well as health apps that are designed and created to diagnose specific imbalances and aptitudes, will allow individuals to hold the driver's seat approach to healthcare. It will become more a la carte than we have seen previously, with the ability to access prescriptions, supplementation, and customized care plans through online formats that make healthcare more accessible for those who can afford it.
What are a few of the most important biomarkers that we should be tracking now?
Gene mutations and these altering treatments that are causing them, or the light switch contributors that switch on dormant disease in the body, such as cancers and autoimmune diseases. We will also see an increase in immunocompromised individuals, which will cause an increase in deaths from simpler diseases like viral strands that didn't previously hold many instances of mortality.
Is there a particular genetic test that we need to do now?
It is appropriate to take care of what companies to allow information to your genetic markers. It is unwise at the current time to use some of the forefront companies on the developmental first wave of this technology. Side companies with less ability to track and be leaked will arise in the future coming years, but is currently under too much scrutiny. It will be easier to navigate in the near future.
Is there a specific company that you're referencing?
It is not so much about individual companies currently developing these technologies, but the watchers of the companies. This information is too valuable and too easy to access currently. There are too many eyes on it right now, and certain government eyes specifically surrounding extraterrestrial investigations, also with their eyes on genetic coding and genetic health markers. Take care.
These transmissions are for the future human, for the ones who feel the shift, who sense the children are different, who know the old paradigms can't hold what's coming.
This concludes today's transmission. Let what you've heard settle softly. The next begins when you are ready.